Attention, TJ Maxx and Homegoods shoppers. You're listening to the Maxxinista Podcast. Got distracted with the echo there. A safe place for retail workers everywhere. This is yet another long-form episode with 3 main segments and a well-deserved mini break. On today's episode, I plan to dive into Academy, celebrate birthdays, react to Reddit, and delve into TJ Maxx Lore. Still sounding like Ira Glass. Do I know who that is? No, but I listen to a podcast of 50-year-old reformed people, and one of them is a journalist, so he likes to reference. Anyway, I just lost all my audience. In my first segment, I discussed the start of our school academy, talk about our fun activities, create some fun slides for all of you, and envision my school as different show genres. Next, I speculate on what training one undergoes to become a lunch coach. This is serious business. We're not doing lunch buddy anymore. After that, I suggest a couple of alternative exercises inspired by TikTok teachers. And furthermore, I speculate on which courses I would enjoy teaching and which ones I would politely decline while profusely apologizing to my 6 feet, 3 inches tall boss lady from the Netherlands. In my second segment, I give a quick birthday shout out to a listener and a family member the only way that I know how. Plus, I discuss a potential gift for them. Well, I'll tell it to you now so I don't... Who's still listening at this point? We're thinking about a cat blanket, so hang on. Thirdly, I prepare a selection of rideshare stories to share with all of you, including mistakes, detours, and, of course, misdirections. I blame the GPS for that one. Lastly, I select a range of Reddit posts for me to share with you and react to as I dug deeper into the Reddit posts. I laughed, raged, empathized, and fell into a fun rabbit hole worthy of a Hamilton musical. Whoosh. It's time for our first segment. Our learning center has officially started Academy, and Mr. Deutschland himself returned to coaching lunch for one last time. It's like, remember the Titans, but it's during lunchtime, and our kids are very interesting. They definitely don't have problems with movements, but if the football scouts saw that one of our kids likes to, how shall I say this? When he does his thing, he looks like he only has 2 legs, and like the rest of his body has disappeared into his water. I don't know how he does that, but academy-wise, this has been an interesting start, as I predicted. Anne of Green Gables has returned full of energy, dance, Lord of the Dance, and problematic plushies. I'm coming for you, Daniel Tiger.
Yes, she watched Daniel
To celebrate the start of Academy first, I won't even take a deep breath.
I feel a little calmer.
This podcast is sponsored by, I forgot the name of the character, Miscellany or something. To celebrate the start of Academy first, I need to summon Miriam's energy with the woohoo that she does so well every time. Keeping in mind that this is now 10 p.m. Okay, actually, to officially start our Academy year, we decided to create a slideshow for the first hour, which is super duper fun. I feel like this had definitely me in mind. Yeah, right. My first student and I had a great time together, and honestly, this icebreaker was designed for me. Speaking of creating slides, this episode is brought to you by Canva.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism.
Is this one okay, Nayeli? Can I say that? Or by Adidas slides. No, I had to buy those earlier. Greatly appreciated the shout out. No. We talked about our Patreon movies, books, and favorite vacation spots, and our favorite Patreon subscription tier. we also talked about that. He's like 6. And I was telling him,
Did I just uberify capitalism?
I like to call this little fella Creflo Dollar. It's a pun in his name, but I can't give his name out. Trying really hard not to get fired here. Here at the TJ Maxxinista Podcast, where I don't say the name of my podcast wrong, we like to blow off some steam while remaining employed. So I thought I would offer you my own slides based on totally hypothetical students who are not enrolled in a private academy. Please don't sue me. Please don't sue me. As a special treat, I convinced a major leftist streamer to record this segment with me. My sibling here would totally appreciate this part.
Here's the first student. Anne of Green Gables, isn't she the girl that loves K-pop? Wait, that's every girl here. Isn't she the girl who has traveled across the whole world this past weekend? No, I can't make that joke. Yeah, I can't be like, Anne, how can I talk to you about Daniel Tiger when there's a genocide?
It was a bad joke.
Isn't she the girl who pushes me to get a copyright strike by imitating Disney and Warner Bros. Characters?
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
That's true. But I don't just pick on the girls. No. I also roast the boys.
Bruh.
Next up, we have Mr. Bingley. Another pun based on the kid's actual name. Yes, this kid would love a Jane Austen reference. Unfortunately, Mr. Bingley here doesn't have a Victorian manners. Instead, he loves to talk about bodily functions. And they're just farts, so don't worry. And e-bikes. Also throwing up. He apparently thinks farting is hilarious. We need an intervention. As a member of the IBS community, I find that to be a microaggression.
Better watch your microaggressions, bro.
Ian should make a video about that. Darn, I had a great punchline about how he loves gas, but then this man becomes environmentally conscious. Thanks, awkward. The joke about him, how he likes e-bikes and they don't run. Okay, I don't have to explain it. Before I conclude this segment, I went on a side tangent inspired by the word academy. And based on my limited knowledge of My Hero Academy, I wanted to create a slide picturing our learning center as an anime poster and another poster inspired by Dark Academy vibes. So I hope you will enjoy those. You will see them on the screen now. Thank you, editor. Speaking of heroes, it's time to focus on Mr. Doofenshmirtz. Mr. Hendrik, the running joke will be to find out ridiculous German-sounding names. Well, another breath. Yes, so let's see how many absurdly fake German names I can muster. So, Mr. Hindenburg, what do you really learn when you watch those lunch coach training videos? How do I say this properly and politely? No disrespect to our company's learning lunch coach, Dr. Z. Shout out to the other Z that I know, but no, not her. But I would like to update our exercises ideas. I watched a TikTok, hello fellow kids, from a fellow teacher, a middle school teacher, so major shout out to them. And I want to offer some suggestions. But first, we'll watch him because I thought it was really entertaining. I really liked the Chromebook one was pretty funny.
Boys, stop touching each other. Boys, stop touching each other. Boys, stop touching each other. It's literally on the board. It's literally on the board. Stop eating Takis in my class. Stop eating Takis in my class. Stop eating Takis in my class. Even though I'm laughing, that's inappropriate. Even though I'm laughing, that's inappropriate. I'm not your bruh. I'm not your bruh. Stop drawing pictures of the male reproductive organ on my desk. Stop drawing pictures of the male reproductive organ on my desk. I know you're gaslighting me. I know you're gaslighting me. Make garbage cans for a reason. We make garbage cans for a reason.
So, yes, I totally relate to him. Then I'll also feature my own ideas. Here are my own ideas. We have to put away the Jenga, which will be like a lifting motion. We do put away the gems, and that's we have to squat for that. And finally, let's see what's under the dividers. That's when we do push-ups to see what's under the divider walls that are very unstable. And I'm really fighting the urge to make jokes about other types of walls.
We're building a beautiful wall. A big one that really works.
How could I compare myself to Mr. Wiener Schnitzel when I have only been a lunch buddy once? I played Sharks and Minnows, and I was gaslit after somebody got hurt. It wasn't the first time that, I don't know, need an alias for our former manager came in and asked very calmly, de-escalating what had happened, and I always got thrown under the bus. The crazy bus. And yeah, so this Sly Shark we were running. Okay, I'll just tell this kind of more straightforward. So I was the shark, and they were running away from me, which is something that never happens to me in a session. Ever.
Sarcasm.
So they were running, and I was running after them, like the Reckless Love song, and I think somebody hit a wall and knocked something out. I think it was the basketball hoop or something. I don't know. He's a hooper. No, that's another thing I learned. A hoopty. But there was some wall damage there, or some door damage, or some crash that old manager heard. Okay, that was a downer. So yes, this.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost won't stop hurting.
Segment is very dead, but we made it out. We interrupt this podcast to bring you a short birthday announcement to a listener and a family member. First, Oh My Nancy was recording guitar in Adobe Audition, which is not sponsored. Mr. Adobe, I had no idea that I needed to become a sound engineer to hear myself play Happy Birthday on my electric guitar. Update, I did one with an acoustic one, so you should be able to hear that one better. And I do have a plan. Just like Kamala Harris, I have a plan. I'll tell you when I think about it. First, I recorded my song on my phone, so that should solve the problem. And secondly, I think I found a gift idea that they would enjoy, the aforementioned cat blanket. We didn't want to do one with the heavy Mexican blanket because that would be too on the nose, but I think you would appreciate that. Don't do a TJ Maxx ad read. Don't do that to TJ Maxx ad read. Don't do one. Don't tempt me, Ernie Herman. Don't say I regret the times where I went to TJ Maxx and I could buy a flannel shirt for only $29.99. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Trying to sing louder than the washing machine. Happy birthday, dear fam. Happy birthday to you. And verse 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear patron supporter. Happy birthday to. 'Cause 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 ' subscribe to my podcast. Please subscribe to my podcast. Please subscribe to my Maxxinista Podcast. Please subscribe to my podcast. Thank you very much. I forgot how old you are.
Oh, no.
Happy birthday with an undisclosed amount of age. Yes. And that was Happy Birthday with a little Patreon parody at the end. Now we're heading to our next segment, our Reddit reactions and rabbit hole. Whoosh. Welcome to my Reddit reaction segment. So it's been a while since I have been inside of TJ Maxx, but I have made some fun Target runs. Ernie Herman, hear all of this. You did this to me. But I have kept in touch with my fellow Maxxinistas on Reddit, and we have some fun posts to react to. So you should be able to see it thanks to my editor, and I'll be reacting to them. It'll be live for me, but then, not for you guys. Ticketing. We have this beautiful piece of art. What kind of ticketing is this? Oh, I know the cap is $2 and the rest of the bottle is $4. But if you want to buy the middle of the bottle, I have a good deal for you. It's only $3. But wait, this next post pairs really well with this one. Take a moment to appreciate the word choice, the rich vocabulary and brutal honesty of this poster. They must have seen this horrible things. And the worst part is that those items with 6+ yellow stickers are always oily or difficult to scan. So you need to make a brand new sticker that's like basically the size of the item. And then you're like, oh, this is awkward. You try wrapping like a 4-inch sticker tag onto like a small, teeny tiny like eyeliner. That's always fun. Weird. Little break here for me to check if my package is all right. Yes, it has. All right, let's talk about weird. We have this unidentified object. I have no idea what this is. It looks like a ghost with a fun mustache, or maybe a do-rag, which I'm not sure if that's even okay. Move over, the boo-boos. We have the newest weird quote-unquote cute thing. Every middle-aged woman will be at HomeGoods. I remember back when like the monkeys on the purses were like the popular thing. Attention all home security system. I wish I was somebody's boo. Like the little boo. Never mind. We will take over the industry. No one will dare break into your home now. They won't even touch you with a 10-foot pole, just like Mr. Manny. Wait. I like self-deprecating humor. Yes, everybody stays away from me. Now we have disaster, and we interrupt this podcast to bring you an emergency message from FEMA. Here's to hoping they can handle this one well. About a new disaster. Just look at this photo. It's crazy, except it's not. I mean, not right now. Believe me, I know all about working on the floor for all of 30 minutes. Then I get called up to ring, and I never leave. And arranging a display like hair care products or luggage takes a lot of work. It's really fun and enjoyable if you're into like the organizing thing, making things look color coded and stuff like that. So if you're a nerd, but no, it's enjoyable. Except you turn around and everything's all a mess, especially shoes. This picture is not the worst one that I have seen in my years and years and years and years and years of experience. So we just see like a kid display. You guys can see it too. It is a visual podcast. I don't know if you guys don't know that, but please enjoy this picture of toys, which are mostly on the shelves, and then there's like this little small pile. By the way, shout out to the parents who would bring in their 2 little cute girls, and they would return piles and piles of things, but they were really funny, especially the small one that was like shy. On the other side of the spectrum, if I can make that joke, we have another disgruntled coworker. Someone who reminds me, that was a Freudian slip, coworker. We have another disgruntled worker, somebody who reminds me of Squidward when he talks about unrecognized talent. Because here we have an amazing setup display already. And yeah, you guys can't wait until Halloween. It's like, I know what month it is. It's August. I need it already. And don't take this as an endorsement of the holiday, but good job. It looks really good. There were other pictures along with it. But no, we won't give you a reach card, though, because you didn't hit the goal of 10 TJXs a day. Sadly, not everybody can be Debbie. You want to know how many I would get typically? I would get 0. Or as Debbie would say, I would get 0. Shout out to Debbie and her fun accent. Now we are going to go to TJ Maxx Lore. I need to say this one. This is probably the most wholesome Reddit post of them all. Referring to TJ Maxx as Thomas Jerome Max. Just have a certain ring to it, a certain posh sound. On second thought, I don't think this man looks like a Jerome. Maybe a Saint Jerome. That's an old guy joke. But he looks more like a Stanley, and that makes sense. By the way, a brief Google search led me into a really interesting rabbit trail into the history of TJ Maxx. So besides making a cheap joke, I also learned some lore. I will share with you the 2 most important facts that I found. First of all, I find it adorable that Marshalls. What do I find adorable? I can't read my own script. I find it adorable that Marshalls was named after Alfred Marshalls. Oh, and that Marshalls and TJ Maxx started as a rival store company. We did the whole enemies to lovers arc. But now it's weird because we're sister stores, so never mind. It was very sneaky for the original Sayre company to hire the head of Marshall's merchandising department to create a rival company, because that's plain dirty. That's like a Hamilton Broadway musical right there, or at least Death of a Salesman. That's how I felt, ringing people 8 hours a day. But imagine singing, "What's your name, man? Bernard Camarada." It's like, it doesn't hit quite right. At least Ernie Herman, rhymes a little bit better. Here's another bar. How does that discounted price editor? I hope we can find the soundtrack to it, or else it's going to sound kind of weird. But a cappella style? Okay. Here's another bar. How does that discounted off-price store? No, I lost the beat. How does a discounted off-price retail store make profit, avoid closure, and become what the economists term Macy's nightmare? Okay, now I get the Lin-Manuel Miranda accent. After the pandemic, oh, that was another song. It's a non-stop one. We open up our doors and scan our so I can't make that one right. So just Glenn got the counter while I sanitized cars. And I meant to say carts. Yeah, that was fun for me, at least. Okay, I was channeling my inner Lin-Manuel Miranda. The second one will turn the Maxxinista Podcast into a crime podcast. So cue the dramatic music. Dun, 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 dun. Did you know that TJ Maxx was a victim of a hacking attack? Yes, we were hacked in 2005 by a group of 11 men, and apparently this was a historic criminal hacking that affected customers who used their cars from 2003 to 2004. I feel like the TikTokers were talking about crime, except I don't have the green screen and I'm not pointing my finger up. And I don't have the TikTok drama sound behind me, but it'll be fun. I don't have the cute little mics that they have too. By the way, thank you guys for hanging on for when these segments sounded like I'm a little bit scattered, but I hope you guys are truly enjoying this episode so far. We have one more main segment, and then we have what do we have after that? Oh, my much more segment. So of course, we're getting there. Also, TJ Maxx was sued in a class action suit, but the Maxxinista will not cover this for legal reasons. And I have to say, allegedly.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
Right there, we are back. Driving behind the wheel. Listen, I know that when it comes to driving, my reputation truly does precede me.
Single car collision.
My reading reputation also, as I have entered into one-way lanes the wrong way, Miss Exits accidentally opened my trunk in the expressway and given some great business to tire shops.
Allegedly,
Shout out
that's
to
ignorant.
AutoZone. No, I'm just kidding. But this segment is different. This is what happens when I get behind the wheel for unnamed rideshare companies that rank with Tuber and Mift. Oh, and I even did Insta Heart Attack, which is what my mom got when we went into the street the opposite direction. So that was a fun night driving. She was still trying to teach me. But look how far we have come along the way. I should put the not Bluey, the Blue's Clues meme where everybody's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Steve. That was so encouraging. Recently, I have been keeping stock of which delivery stories I should share with you. Sometimes students are interested in what I do as a delivery driver. You're an Uber driver? No way! There's a Hassan when he was like 7 years old. So I just shouted out my own actual jobs. It's very hard-hitting journalism to discover that I have a third job. You, of all people, should know what it's like to beat capitalism on hard mode. Also, in his defense, if Yemen had a Chick-fil-A, I would probably scream too. I also have been very delicate when they ask me how much money I make. And now that Miss Downtown Abbey is returning, I'm afraid I'll be earning only like $1 a day. So there's some violations there. And remember, Arnav would want to reduce our budget by 50% and take away our lunches because constitutional rights. But I'm getting off topic. The fact is that, yes, I typically work as a driver and the destination that I drive to are dangerous. I already have a reputation for being a bad driver. Shout out to my youth group for teaching me the no cop, no stop rule. Thanks. You guys are great role models. Especially Rachel, she drives too fast. Just recently, I drove up to the mountains, only to realize to my horror that I didn't have enough space to turn around. Of course, a lady with an SUV that lived there said, I have no problem. I can always turn around. And I was too scared to like slide off because into like the slope of the hill and just like hit some trees along the way. And then not deliver. Not. Then it'll be like SpongeBob and Squidward trying to deliver the order by foot. Backing up. Of course, this segment is not brought to you by cars with all-terrain tires and all-wheel drive. So a Jeep, maybe? I don't know a lot about cars. What I ended up doing was reversing. I really felt like SpongeBob when he was backing up in that classic pizza episode. I neglected to tell you that on the opposite side of the house was a hill that I was afraid I might die on. That was a joke, you guys. I meant that I was afraid that if I tried to do a U-turn, I would slide down and really do damage to my car. But I hope that you enjoyed your happy hamburger. I made it out all right. That's for my gospel listeners. I also was thinking of the song, Never Should Have Made It. See, hire me. I was never hired. Put me back in the choir, Dee Dee. Just to enter. So, all right. So after that, I got out. This is part of my driving testimony. After I got out, all right, I ran into a private street where I ran into a wall, a big, beautiful wall. And so I had to find another spot to turn around. But I think this current food delivery story tops all the other ones, except there's some minor mistakes like giving a bonus order to my first customer, which I have done maybe twice, swapped them around, made them try different things. What else? Spilled a cup of coffee because they didn't have the tape over it. And I got there late and the guy was mad. But picture this, you guys, because this, what's a proper way to say? Those stories pale in comparison to this one. Okay, so picture this. You have a guy who doesn't live in the area and is struggling to read the Spanish street names. Somehow and he's making them sound like Japanese. And he's like, the only one that he could say was Juanita. And poor guy had to be reading his phone, watching Conchita, and not knowing how to say that word. And giving up on the other names. You also have a super strange situation where there are 2 pins on the map. So Uber Maps, what is wrong with you? I was driving around in circles, nowhere near to the destination, which I was finally able to reach. But then the elderly lady, oh my gosh. She nearly screamed at me while I was driving and I was trying to respond using the fruit of the spirit, which is not a banana, and my best customer service voice. Yes, ma'am. Okay. No, wait. It just sounds like, here's my service. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I have to go back to the entrance. No, that just sounds sassy. Hello? Yes, ma'am.
This is serious, Mr. Manny. I have to go back to the entrance. This is me using my teacher voice. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I understand, but I have to go back to the entrance. I really do, and I don't know how to do that.
I am feeling the effects of masculinity right now. I feel the testosterone. I want to go to war! I want a lightsaber! I'm a man!
Then they go to the clubhouse, not that kind of club. And then she cuts in, you're going the wrong way. You have to turn around. And if I turned around, I would have hit a house. So no, I cannot tell. Stop gaslighting me because you can't maybe see it live. But yeah, I'm not going to. I felt like I was being profiled and turned and pulled over. Like, he's not stopping. He's resisting. And I had my hands up as if she could really see it. But I was like, him literally stopping. And yeah, so that was a fun time. Felt like I was... Okay, I have another SpongeBob reference. This time I felt like I was SpongeBob and I was like doing the driving test with Mrs. Puff. The true heroes were the support from the support team. That sounded redundant. Who told me to drop the order somewhere safe. And when I said, I'm okay, quickly ended the chat while I was in the middle of explaining the situation. That is so rude. I was like trying to text them more details of what I was visualizing. I was trying to verbalize that and they cut me off. And they were like, okay, thanks. Good thing you're not dead. It's nice to see where your priorities are. Oh, and to top it all off, on my second delivery, I managed to lose I managed to lose my right earbud. So my skull candies have now joined the graveyard of the Center for Missing and Exploited Earbuds. That was a pun. Because skull and graveyard kind of works. So what I was going with. All right, now it's time for our last segment, my much more segment. And yeah, so we're getting close. I'm about to close. This podcast has officially reached revival service length. It feels like 3 hours, doesn't it? And I truly apologize, but I already did a quick joke before, but I'm about to close with all of your heads bowed and eyes closed. We got a bit more to go, sorry, but I thought that I should give all of you an update on our Wednesday classes. First, let's address another scandal, major scandal. I am sorry, Zeke, for sitting in your chair and taking your food before you were done at the marriage supper of the Lamb. That's what I'm going to call our marriage conference, which was less of a stuff. No, just kidding, Rachel. Because supper and suffer. Okay, I'm just joking. And I will stay out of the kitchen though, because that's a stressful place right there. Yes, Rachel, I understand that I have never made anything more complicated than a Nutella sandwich. I'm sorry I lied on my resume when I said I thrived in fast-paced learning environments. Anyway, that's not what I want to actually talk about. What I want to talk about is the more heavy thematic content recently. And instead of making a cheap shot at millennials and safe spaces, I want to say that after learning about our minister's, shall we say, testimony, I will never, ever steal anything from our resident scholar because I'm going to be scared. That was the old brother. On a serious note, I know I don't say much yet in class, and I do apologize since I might not have that trust yet with you guys, which sounds really ridiculous, but there's some hard stuff that does truly come up. I do appreciate our talks about marriage, family, and proper relationships. Those are always fun. Raise your hand if you want to be embarrassed and say you're looking for somebody. And that would embarrass me very much. The silence we had in the room where Zeke asked if anybody wanted to get married or was afraid of getting married was palpable, but mentally I had my hand raised. So Zeke, I hope you know that. I also appreciated the banter between Zeke and Sister Mary. That's always fun to see. Thank you guys for modeling that love language. Now if I get married and my future wife gets a glow up, I'll be like, "Oh, you look dateable." Oh. Where was I? I would say, "Girl, you look dateable like an Excel spreadsheet, or like a journal," because that joke would work better. Because never mind. Also, I wanted to say, like Abraham, I too am interested in getting a master. Actually, the joke would be better if I said, like Sarah, I am looking for getting a master, but then it'll be like my master's degree. Also, really, I just had fun throughout. I laughed a lot at Zeke's dry humor, and I appreciate you using PG-13 language, talking about if we wanted to look for a serious relationship, or if we were just looking to be fruitful and multiply, was really funny. This episode is brought to you by Sprouts. Because the produce section, that was my joke. What a way to end this, you guys. What a way to end this. Once again, thank you for listening to the Maxxinista Podcast. We hope you are highly satisfied with your listening experience and that you circle the survey on the receipt and let Spotify know that Mr. Mio did an amazing job creating this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and become a follower of the podcast as well as a Patreon supporter. I really like to go other places for lunch, if you know what I mean. Have a little bit more. No, just kidding. Lastly, I'm not mad, just disappointed because apparently nobody did the last poll I put up, so I have to find other ways to poll you guys. Polish. Just kidding. Be on the lookout for a new website for the Maxxinista Podcast where I can hopefully create and make some merch.
That's capitalism, baby.
This is where a certain cousin who's a low-key apostolic influencer and frequent Disneyland enjoyer could help me. Let's say we... I don't know how to work in Old Navy, but... That's a cat dog whistle. She knows about Old Navy. Let the listener understand. Once again, thank you for listening to the Maxxinista Podcast, and be well.
Until we drop. No, we never ever stop.